This is Ola, man of prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
Most special month of the year is here. Tony nínú ọdún tí ń bẹ láyé tí kérésì ló yàtọ̀ tó jọdún alárin. December to November summer. Àwọn àbúrò Jésù rèé o. Àwọn siblings Jésù rèé o. Oya, oya, if you are born in December, stand up. Yeah, ọmọ ọlọ́dún yẹra wò, ọmọ ọlọ́dún yẹra wò. Yeah, oya, extreme. Yẹra wò, yẹra wò, yẹra wò, yẹra wò, yẹra wò. Yeah, if you are born in December, stand up. Ọmọ ọlọ́dún. Yeah, yẹra wò, yẹra wò, yẹra wò. December. Oya, yẹra wò, yẹra wò, yẹra wò. We are not taking it easy. We are starting from the yard. Are you ready? This is how we win. Oh, bring down the walls of Jericho. Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. So we sing with the angels. There is joy in the Holy Ghost. We sing with the angels. Sọ pé kò tí ń ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ bọ̀. Bàbá ṣe láṣẹ pé kò tí ń ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ láyé mi. Bàbá kò tí ń ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ bọ̀. Bàbá ṣe láṣẹ pé. Yeah, Go, yeah. Glorious is thy name, oh Lord, hallelujah. Glorious is thy gbogbo ayé ń wá ní orúkọ rẹ̀ wọ́n ń sọ ẹtì tóbi tó. Ẹtì tóbi tó. Jésù. Sifa. Ba 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 ba. Ẹ ṣé o Baba, ẹ ṣé o Baba, àwa dúpẹ́. Ṣé Baba ba ba ba. Ẹ ṣé o Baba, ẹ ṣé o Baba. Oh yeah, let's start the party for December. Let go. Normally, Daddy, we are coming, we are coming. Daddy is how many years old? He's celebrating his 50th. I'm more longer in Daddy. December, eh? Normally people always say, solo. But wait. Your level don't pass that one. Make I tell you what's your level day. Are you ready? So, G-Wagon. Range Rover. G-Wagon. Range Rover. You got to hear your body. G-Wagon. You got to hear your body. You got to hear your body. Come on, December, ènìyàn ṣe bí ọlọ́run ọba, wọ́n ní kò lè bọ́ sí ibù, àmọ́ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ ní bàbá bá mi ṣe. Wọ́n ní bí ó sí àwọn, wọ́n ní kò lè bọ́ sí ibù, àmọ́ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ níta. Wọ́n ní kò sáyé lókè, ó wáyé fún mi lókè, ó kókó kọ́lẹ̀. Ìyanu lórúkọ rẹ̀, wọ́n ní kò sáyé lókè, ó wáyé fún mi, ó kókó kọ́lẹ̀. Ọba tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn tí ọmọ yìí mo wá ìyá ọba. Ìwà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn tí mo fẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n fún ọ. Ọba tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ mo wá ìyá ọba. Títà ìwà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn tí ọmọ yìí mo fẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n fún ọ. Ọba títí ayé. Ọba títí ayé òní. Ọba títí ayé. Ọba tí. Jẹ́ orúkọ. Jésù ti Násárẹ́tì. Jésù ti Násárẹ́tì. Ó ti rọ̀ mí lọ́wọ́. Jésù ti Násárẹ́tì. Jẹ́ orúkọ yẹn o. Jésù ti Násárẹ́tì. Jésù ti Násárẹ́tì. Onídúró 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 ọdúró tán ọdúró tán aláyé alọ́run aláyé alọ́run ó yá sọ pé onídúró bí ẹ ṣe wò onígbàgbọ́ kẹ́yìn ti Jésù ó dúró kan sọ pé kò dé ènìyàn ló dúró wá ti tóyìn. Give me strength, type his name. Wá ti máa ṣe é onídúró. Ìwọ tó fẹ́ wà láò. Olúwa ìwọ tó ṣọwọ́. Mímọ́ ló kọ́. Àní bàbá tó fẹ́ wà o. Bàbá ìrora ó máa sí. Ó ṣòro bàbá o. Bàbá ìrora ó máa bọ̀. Ìwọ tó fẹ́ wà láò. Ó yá sọ wípé Jésù yìí o. Jésù yìí o. Yéwo. Ìwọ lógo. Ìwọ lógo. Àní Jésù yìí o. Àní Jésù yìí o. Ìwọ ni ìwọ.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. All right, dear. How's everybody doing? Good. Welcome back. Let me make sure that I'm not hearing funny noises. Hopefully, everything is well. If you can hear me, please do let me know. But we're here. We're back. We have a live show today. Let's see here. I am hearing some kind of noise. Uh, I'm not sure where it's coming from, but hopefully all is well. Welcome back, guys. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. Let me see if I can get this working properly. Let me see. All right. I hope all is well. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Yes. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let me see. I'm hearing like hummings and stuff. You can hear me? Yes. Awesome. Base wins. Thanks for letting me know, Jerry. Good to see you. Happy December. Happy last month of the year. I mean, as you can see, this month started quite heavy, right? So of course we're talking about Two-Face today. Welcome back. We're going to talk about our legend, Afrobeats with the S legend, Two-Face, African Queen legend, Two-Face. We're going to talk about him today. It's been a while that we've talked about him. So you probably know Two-Face story, backstory, all of that. So I'm not going to bore you with that. Today, we're just going to look at what people are talking about with this. I want to bring you up to speed with the new saga today. We woke up into Two-Face drama today. So we're going to talk about that. Before we get into that, make sure you hit the like button. Did you hit the like button? Did you hit the like button? Hello, Ice. Good to see you, Ice. You're on time. Just in time. All right. So yes, did you hit the like button? Did you hit the thumbs up? Please, let's hit the thumbs up. This is how we pin other people into the room. All right. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Oh, I got rid of it. I think I got rid of it. I think it's coming from this thing here. Okay, I found it. Oh, voila. All right, I think I found it. That humming noise was bothering me. Hit the like button as you're coming. As you're hitting the like button, more people are coming in. I don't know if you notice, but yes, hit the like button. So yes, of course, we're talking about Two-Face today, and Two-Face has been in the news all day. In fact, he got on a live session for a quick few minutes, maybe less than 2 or 3 minutes, and then it seemed like there was some kind of altercation between him and somebody in the background. I don't know who that was. Many people swear that was Natasha, his new wife. Two-Face used to be married to Annie Idibia up till, what was it, last year? Maybe earlier this year, I'm not sure. I don't have the exact timeline. But they've been married I think they married for about 12 years. I remember actually vividly their wedding clips all over the place. They got married in Dubai, and if my memory serves me right, my sister-in-law actually stumbled mistakenly into that wedding in Dubai. So she was a mistake type of guest. But you know, a lot of Nigerian celebrities were in Dubai hanging out, getting married. As he got married, he got married to this girl that he had been with for a long time. But before that, Two-Face had a lot of history of unwanted. I don't know if it's unwanted or not, but that's what people said. Allegedly unwanted pregnancies from multiple different ladies. So he has quite a dramatic life. But let's talk about his career, right? Two-Face is the singer of "You Are My African Queen." That song that took Afrobeat to the world. First of all, to South Africa, and then as by way of South Africa straight to London, and then before we know it, it's in Yankee. And you had that movie. That music was being showcased in a movie with Monique back then, and it became a big deal. And from what I recall back then, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he was the first guy to make 5 million. I don't know if it was naira or dollars, but I think it would be much more of a big deal if it was dollars. So yes, and now Two-Face has kids everywhere, but he's chosen recently to dump his wife that he married some 12, 13 years ago to get with this young lady, Honorable Natasha, who is also a lawmaker, by way of Edo State, by way of Lagos, something like that. Some young lady called Natasha. So, and then Two-Face had come out to the public to say, "This is my piece." Okay. So, and then once you say this is your piece, nobody can argue with that, right? Let me see what Ice Ice is saying. First, who released those videos? Why did Freezer add him on the live? What did he Freezer? That he freeze? Wasn't cool to add him like that as a guy? Talk to him on code, not on live, when you know he has been trending all day. I mean, maybe he wanted to give him some attention. You can also argue like, that's my guy. I want to give him some attention to speak his own side since everybody was dragging him. I think so. It could be. Your guess is as good as mine. You're right that maybe we kind of know that something is wrong somewhere, and if you talk to him on the side, well, I don't know if I can accuse Daddy Freeze of that real quick. His kids will be embarrassed. That will be the first time. All Two-Face pregnancies are not unwanted, just outside marriage, except Annie's last and this one now. Okay, so he just wanted to impregnate a bunch of multiple ladies outside of a marriage. Okay. I didn't know people like that, but I didn't know. I knew this baby was not up to date. She's peace. So we're watching. Okay. All right. So again, I just wanted to see people's reactions to all of this. My real take on this is this. Let me just give my take real quick before we get. Okay, so basically, this guy called Tosin Silva, he dropped some videos. Well, first of all, some weeks ago, he had said there's some rumor that he heard that there was an altercation between Two-Face and Natasha Osawaru. That's her name, right? Honorable Natasha, lawmaker from Edo State. That's his new girl. That there was some kind of altercation between them. They debunked that altercation because there was no evidence. If there's no evidence, you go explain. What happened to Burna Boy, guys? What happened to Burna Boy?
We go explain because no evidence.
Wow. Everybody just collect left and right. Burna Boy itself. What happened to Burna Boy? Anyway, they're going to release Didi's documentary tomorrow by 50 cents. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be on Netflix. All right. So, but I think Burna Boy has apologized. Let's go back to Two-Face. All right. So Two-Face, there was that rumor. And then when we woke up today, we saw a bunch of videos that seemed like it was more or less evidence of what happened some weeks ago in London of him being arrested. So let me see if I can pull that up real quick. And then we'll talk. Let's see here. In fact, let me have my. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Okay, I think we have a video. Hold on once. Here's the video. Here's a piece of that video.
Don't do that! Don't do that! Don't do it!
So you can hear somebody yelling in the background.
Don't do that! Don't do that! Don't do it! Don't fucking do it! Everything for the stop for me! Yeah! I'm not doing that!
All right, I'm going to play this directly from TikTok. And I don't know if you can see that very well, but it looks like Two-Face is being walked away with handcuffs.
Don't do that! Don't do that!
And then you can see someone that sounds. People say video of Osawaru Natasha reportedly shouting at Two-Face inside a shop in London. Some people also claim that she's the one that called the police on him. Okay. And now somebody posted here, meaning our girl is shining. They're talking about Annie Idibia. Now, how long ago is this story? Okay, so Two-Face came out exactly when, right? If you guys remember, please let me know. But this is the story we're dealing with today. Okay, this is it right here. Two-Face new girl is seems to have been dragging him, right? If you recall, the mother came out and said, please save my son, right? Two-Face mother came out and said, save my son. She said, please leave my son alone, right? She said, leave my son alone. Take the beads. I think there was some kind of beads or something. She said some beads was in his arms. So there's multiple angles to to this story, right? There's multiple angles to it. We can look at it from an angle of spiritual, legal, right? Emotionally. Well, now we have something that looks like a physical altercation, right? Let's play this video, okay? It's a 46-second video, and then we'll talk. Let's see. Yeah, now.
Idibia. This message is good evening, Nigerians. My name is Mrs. Rose Idibia. This message is for Miss Natasha Osauru of Edo State. I'm calling on all mothers in Nigeria to help me beg her to release or to free my son. My son is going through a divorce process and he's clearly not in his right senses now. I know my son. This is not him. Please, Natasha, the bead you put on his hand and on his neck, remove them and free him.
The bead you put on his arm and his neck, she said, please remove it. Okay. This was, let me see if I can see. This was around February when this started happening. This was around February, right? So we're not even up to a year yet, and we're dealing with all of this. Imagine. Yeah. So we have this story to cover. Two-Face to me doesn't seem like somebody that's ever really taken the time to work on himself, and Two-Face will not be the first person. There's just way too many of us. Too many of us that we are busy walking around this world. We are basically just walking around this world. We're using common sense. We think we've got things figured out. There are a couple of things that I was listening to Daddy Freeze earlier on. Yeah, I was listening to Daddy Freeze earlier on. And to be honest with you, they were talking about things that people have to learn. Human beings in general, you have to learn, right? They said sucking Bobby is one thing that human beings don't have to learn. I actually think human beings have to learn that. It might take a few seconds, but they still have to learn that. The only thing we really don't have to learn is our senses, our the immediate basic senses, like taste buds, skin. If you open your eyes, you can see, right? Like senses, hearing, nose, right? But in terms of how we interpret everything, right? Yeah, we have to learn a lot of those things. But somehow when we get into life, relationships, manhood, womanhood, we tend to discount. There's no need, right? CB is just common sense. It's just life. Two-Face is one of us. So let's just say all of us, okay? That don't think there's anything there is to learn. As long as your bola can rise and you can insert it inside of a kwekus, that's it. That's all it needs to live life. That's what it seems like. So when you leave one toxic relationship, because most people agree that the relationship that he had with Annie was not healthy. Starting from the very beginning, many people believe that. As for me personally, I don't make assumptions. But then when everything started to fall apart, we saw it on national network TVs, Netflix, and stuff like that, it started to become obvious that okay, these people need some kind of help, right? Not even a matter of one person is toxic to the other person or one person is guilty. You know me, I never go in the direction of right and wrong anyway, right? But in terms of what we're looking at overall, the overall picture, the grand picture, something is wrong somewhere, not necessarily the persons, right? The persons clearly don't know what they're doing, you know. So Two-Face seemed like that kind of person. So of course, as soon as he felt like, okay, I'm gonna cut this person loose, quote unquote, because they are toxic, he thought he could just jump into another relationship, right? And then everything should be fine. Well, people like Two-Face, I say that all the time here. People like Two-Face are essentially walking red flags. Okay, they're easy targets. They are dangerous to themselves because life is a complex thing. The human life, but our very experience as human beings is a very complex thing. And the society also give us men the ability to be able to jump into any other relationship and we don't get judged for it, right? As long as you are capable of attracting a young lady, then all bets are off. But the same thing happened with Ned, right? Oh, as long as I can just marry a young girl, all bets are off. But I'm telling you, you are easy targets. You'll be taken advantage of, okay? Especially now in this social media era. But pardon my manners, let me come to the chat a little bit. Let's read some of the stuff that Babes Wind and Ice Ice is typing in the chat. Men will never learn. I do not pity any man who can put his third legs in his pants. Who can't put his third leg in his pants? The same thing happened over and over. It will come out to lie on Juju. All right. Uncle Beno, I see you, sir. How are you, sir? Isa says this not manipulative, won't escape her scorns. And won't escape her scornness. Okay, Two-Face don't do all this. She asked him to be posting today and also come live. Okay, she asked him to apologize after the essay interview and do that UK videos to debunk the UK issue. Oh, okay. Yes, I remember there was something in yes, I remember that. Thank you for reminding me of that. So Two-Face did that interview, right? And then he says something again, repeating some of the talking point from the past that men are polygamy in nature. That's a common sense talk, which is why it is wrong. It's a stupid talk that's not proven anywhere. It's common sense, stupid stuff that people like Two-Face, people like Israel. Juju was also on Daddy Freeze Live today. Israel was on Daddy Freeze Live. And even John from Daddy Freeze was trying to tell him, like, what did they pay you about this girl that dumped you? And he was struggling to answer the question. Some other young lady was asking him that question as well. But he was like, you have to protect your woman. You have to protect your woman. You see, Two-Face obviously doesn't think he has to protect his woman. He's protecting himself. He simply just doesn't know what he's doing. But Juju is one of those traditional, you have to protect your woman from themselves, right? Even Daddy Freeze said a bunch of women came on the live, and because they saw the blurry altercation between that we really couldn't see much, but there seemed to be somebody maybe snatching the phone off of his hands to not go live, right? Many people concluded that it's an altercation and he got hit and stuff like that. So Daddy Freeze was like, all the women, I was like, I'll play some of the videos for you. All the women were getting emotional, that women are emotional. He concluded that women are, so you must protect women from women. Well, I have news flash for you, gentlemen. I want to protect you from yourself, okay? No, just from this content. It's not that deep. Anything else, you have to pay me. Just from this content, that's all. Okay. I want to protect you from you. See those ideologies? That's how you get in trouble. You really think women... You're still walking around thinking that women are innocent. Oh my God. This is your problems. You see, if we tell you now, you say, they are pandering to women, but you're not listening. You're not listening. If you're listening, you will know that this is for your own good. When you walk around with stupid talking points like it is polygamy is a man's nature, you have to protect women from themselves because they are more emotional than men. See those things that you can't prove anywhere, right? When you continue to walk around with those talking points, right, you become an easy target, right? You're not trying to be vulnerable. You're trying to do masculine, toxic masculinity. You become vulnerable. You actually become an easy target. Oh God. As I said, we are humans. Anybody can be in such situation. All those talk that Two-Face is yelling is pure lie. Two-Face talks a lot. That's why those baby mamas had those kids. Two-Face is too weak with women, vulnerable, weak. You know, women want us to be vulnerable, right? There's vulnerable and there's vulnerable. There's vulnerable where you're easy to attack from a blind spot. There's also vulnerable where you're trying to, nurture a healthy relationship, meaning let your guard down, right? Those are two different types of vulnerability, right? But we shall see. Let's get into some of these videos that's happening today. Okay, there's a lot of things going on. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Okay, because I do think that Two-Face needs some kind of help, but I also think he's an adult. Okay, we cannot be saving an adult from himself, and you cannot bring that spiritual thing into real life. Now when social media is evolved, because all the witches and all those wizards, they have to be able to attack everybody on social media too at the same time, so, and if they can't do that, then unfortunately it's not really a useful talk for us. I'm not saying they don't exist though. I'm just saying they will have to capture all of us on social media inside a bottle. And if they can't do that, then I have to look at things from a standpoint of relational, emotional, physical. That was a physical altercation that we saw. Whatever it looked like, it can't justify it. Once it becomes you're hitting people or you're hitting stuff off their hands and you can't compose yourself, then it becomes dangerous. You don't have to intend to hurt people before you actually hurt them. Intentions are overrated. Your intentions are overrated, as in precisely they end up in the poto instantly. All right, so with that being said, this is what happened earlier today. Let me play it and then we take it from there. Watch this. You can see Two-Face coming on. He's on that fourth corner.
Yo, Kaka, you need to shut the fuck up. You need to just shut the fuck up. You need to shut the fuck up, man. You need to shut the fuck up.
I'm free. Innocent. They should see us together.
I'll let it play again.
So what they do now? So what they do? Then what does that people will say you come out and make it now? Yes, you get out. What is your problem?
Daddy Freeze. You don't see him.
I said something and they do and they call me. What happened?
Daddy Freeze, you don't see him.
Guys, calm down. Let's.
Okay, so you can see him coming on again.
Let's hope that there will be some stability so we can hear what's going on. You so tired.
Yo, Kaka, you need to shut the fuck up.
All right, so Two-Face, you can see, is clearly angry. He was coming on alive and he was ready to curse somebody out. I don't know if it was Daddy Freeze, it's not clear to me, or the other two gentlemen. The other two gentlemen, I don't know if it's both of them, but at least one of them, up till recently, used to work for Two-Face, and they had a lot to say. Okay, they had a lot to say with regards to what is actually happening with Two-Face at the moment. Okay, they had a lot to say. So I'm actually going to play this video. Let me see if this video right here.
Where MC's manager, where MC's.
Okay, yeah, this video right here. Let's listen to this video. One of them used to be Weird MC's manager. So listen in.
Okay, so I want to establish that I used to be Weird MC's manager. Weird MC is his family to me. So initially when Mkaka came in and she saw I was with Two-Face, she was like, she needs to speak to Two-Face that, you know, she's been having these dreams, you know, and she really needs, it really needs to be protected. That she, you know, she wanted me and Kaka to protect Two-Face. I was like, what's this woman saying, you know? So I got him to talk to Two-Face, and, you know, she told me she had a dream that we should please try and protect Two-Face. You know, so from the happenstance at the airport, you know, just trying to put all this together, you know, as I saw that outburst, that toxic nature of her, the first time you meet somebody and the person is toxic, those are red flag. Red flag. That outburst was pure rage, you know, from 0 to 1,000, you know, that's pure rage. That person should, you know, it needs to be evaluated and understood. Because how would you have so much rage from 0? You know, I met them a couple of times, apart from even the airport altercation and the police. I went to the apartment and I met them, you know, back, you know, so we took their boxes from the hotel to the apartment. When we witnessed again, same rage, still screaming. You know, we're trying to keep her down so that police doesn't come a second time. She doesn't care. Never cared. You know, so I want us to use this platform, you know, to at least let's save our artists. Sometimes artists speak through their music. Every time I hear that song, save me from myself. You know, that's just Two-Face just crying out. Nobody writes songs so passionately. You know, Michael Jackson, before he went, he spoke in his music. Whitney, they speak in the music. We need to listen to our artists. What they're saying in their subconscious is what they're speaking in reality. And if all these things that we could, like I said, benchmark as incidences and as a yardstick to measure if someone is in a toxic relationship, it doesn't mean because you're in love, you should be abused. People take advantage of you because you're in love, and that's emotional abuse. Those kind of love abuse that we don't speak about, and this is what is happening. You know, because you could see traces of financial, emotional abuse. You know, Two-Face is someone who, in his whole life, someone who sang a love song. He might not understand love like we do. He might understand love from a different perspective. But now, if we see your family being abused, I think we have to speak up. That's the only weapon we have to protect ourselves. We just speak up, speak the truth, what you saw, what you think is happening, and that's what friends do. Thank you.
Kaka.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So, you know, what baffles me the most is that first time I heard him speak out was when we were in the UK. Here in Nigeria, he was hardly speaking out against her. But in the UK, he really wanted his music to, he wanted his business to thrive. But he was, let me put the word, he was afraid. Afraid of what I don't know. You know?
Oh, that's the person he was
afraid.
Right? Kaka.
So I'm trying to understand, what has you so terrified that you're seeing danger and you're still there? You know that one of the time.
Kaka, you're hanging.
Network issues.
Nigeria attacked him again. When she brought him back to Nigeria from the UK during the tour, she attacked him again. We heard about it. They said that the bottle she picked, that thing mistakenly caught Baba. We'll be hearing another story. I'm telling you, as in, so it's something that I haven't met Hysen before. I haven't spoken to Hysen,
But the common people that speak to high sense say that when they call him, that when he sees a call from someone that is a mutual person that knows him and Two-Face, that his heart skips and he's just waiting to hear your brother don't die or don't carry cops. That's what high sense says.
Let me see if I can reach him.
All right.
You sure you want to talk about this matter?
Let me try and see if I can reach him.
Everybody has turned their backs now. No, even me. I had to walk away because.
So you are no longer working with him?
No, I walked away.
What happened?
I walked away. Daddy freeze.
He walked away.
This woman doesn't let business move forward. She doesn't listen. You have no experience about this thing. You want to do it. She's not listening. She doesn't want his growth. She believes that if he gets too big, she can't hold him down. This thing, I don't think is jad. I think is psychological conditioning. She has conditioned him in a way that he believes.
That's what I'm saying. Psychological abuse.
That he believes that without her he can't make it.
Yeah, he reduces her mentally in the house.
I don't know how she did it, but I know that people do it. Because I know I've actually expressed it once in my life. Somebody made me feel like I was less than myself. And I was living in a shell. So I know it's possible and it can be done. You know?
Wow. A whole legend.
It's scary. It's seriously scary. It's seriously scary. If you've seen what I have seen here, and you're hearing me speak out now,
not to juice,
you actually say,
"Oh, grown man,
I'm being mild."
Who is that girl?
There are many things I can't say.
With what? What did she use to manipulate?
I can't say them, even if I can prove them. I can't say them.
What does Two-Face want from her?
That's how scary it is.
Like, what does Two-Face want from her? I'm curious.
Wow. Where is Tubaba now?
I think he's in Abuja.
Is he okay? When was the last time you saw him?
And since we came back from London, I haven't gone to see him. That beginning of November, I just kept my distance. I didn't go to see him. I just don't want. I don't want
that trauma.
Yes, that bad energy. I'm still trying to recover from what I saw. You know, and I'm someone that is not quick to anger, but once he gets angry,
it's over.
Do you understand? I don't look back. So right now, I think he needs to stand up for himself.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this for free.
Like we're talking about
if you want to help somebody, if he's not standing up for himself, there's little you can do.
Talking about a child. So
I want to establish that I used to be Wed MC's manager. Wed MC.
All right, so that's going back in circles. So let's see if we can find some other content. You know, there's a lot of things that's been happening. So again, Two-Face, the video came out. He jumped on Daddy Freeze's live. You can hear Daddy Freeze saying he's about to see if he's available, and I guess lo and behold, he was available, I guess. And they decided to curse somebody else. So let's play this. I'll play it again so you can see it. Let's see. Here we go.
The official Tubaba has joined. The child handle that you to type.
Yo, Kaka, you need to shut the fuck up. You need to just shut the fuck up.
Okay, you're right. He mentioned the name of Kaka. Thank you, Ice. So he was actually talking to Kaka. He said, Kaka, you need to shut the F up.
You need to shut the fuck up, man. You need to shut the fuck up.
Daddy free.
Wow.
Innocent.
Somebody said Daddy Freeze, and then somebody said innocent. Is that, who was that in the background? We can't see the person's face. Okay. I guess everybody's guess or conclusion is that was Natasha. I mean, there's another video that we didn't see. This happened today on Daddy Freeze's live.
You see us together.
Somebody said peace of mind that he prayed for. So when you hear nothing, they
So
outside
what they do now?
to reason I'm well
So
next
they do.
time.
What
This is a good point. When you hear that there's nothing outside in the streets, you will reason I'm better next time. It's true. Oh, that's not your free card or your license to stay in toxic relationships. So, but if you are in one and you're smelling it, that maybe you just have ojukokuru, like Babe said, maybe you just not content. Maybe you just something in your brain is telling you the grass is greener on the other side. Think I'm well. They didn't say don't leave, but they said think I'm well. This goes for everybody, right? Not just think I'm well. How about work on your relationship? How about know this and know peace? There's no perfect relationship that fall out of the skies. If it looks perfect, somebody is working on it. Somebody is watering that grass. Yes, that person also had a difficult time. That person also had pride. They just were able, they were privileged enough, they were fortunate enough to beat that pride down. That person also had unrealistic expectations of their partner, but at some point they got that sense, say it's not none of that. This is challenges, and if you're looking for greatness in life, you're going to have to walk through challenges. I don't know. Don't let me start preaching. We're just talking about Two-Face today.
was that? People were inside the commander making that. You cannot fix. You have to be. What is your problem?
Daddy Freeze. You don't see him.
I did something and they told me.
Kaka, who you waited to talk to just now. You say you don't see her instead of you to shut up. No. Kaka is like, I want to save my guy. Please, somebody save my guy. But it looks like she's trying to, whoever that was is trying to get him off the line.
What happened?
Daddy Freeze, you don't see him.
Guys, calm down. Let's.
Somebody said, Annie, go don't laugh, but let's scatter.
Let's
hope that
there will be some stability so we can. Okay, Official Baba has joined.
Yeah, but Annie needed to get help. Let's not forget that people were getting high in that relationship. They needed help for the longest, right? But again, if you exit one relationship, make sure that you understand that it's not about the other person is wrong. Okay, if you're saying things like that, you're wrong. Let me say straight up to you. If your angle is that my partner is wrong, of course you never use those exact words in those exact way, right? But you just can't wait to tell us how wrong your partner is. You're wrong, because honestly, it's irrelevant to what's happening. You attracted that situation, and I'm not saying you shouldn't leave, but make sure you heal before you deal, because if you take that whatever you're saying into the next relationship, you will scatter it. It's inevitable. It's not if, but it's not no. It's a fact of life. Well, how does that make sense? Pay me money, I'll break it down for you. No Allah. Let's continue.
Yo, Kaka, you need to shut the fuck up. You need to just shut the fuck up. You need to shut the fuck up, man. You need to shut the.
All right, so I'm gonna pay some bills and then we'll come back. Okay, I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back. This is Ola, man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoy this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books: Get My Marriage Back and Number One Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +17323058577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here. All right. Welcome back. As I said, she wants them to know they are together. Watch again. She was behind Two-Face, but he turned the camera to face up. I can't see that person's face. I really just couldn't see that person's face. But let's see. No, she wanted to come live, but Two-Face didn't want her, hence is positioning the phone to face up. Oh, she wanted to come on the live to show that they're still together. Oh, truth is, Two-Face issues is from his background. He has no business with all his wives and baby mamas. And there's so many of us like that, right? Because that's the whole point of covering this kind of story. Especially if you start to see pattern, the third woman, the second, the third woman, the fourth woman, the fifth woman. No, you don't have to marry them first. So I'm talking about women that you've dealt with, or men. You're seeing second, third, fourth, and you tend to attract the same situation, not persons per se, but maybe in the form of persons, right? But relationship dynamics is what I'm talking about. You have to be able to separate relationship dynamics from the persons. If you keep thinking one of the persons is evil, then you overreact. Then you're still telling me you don't know what you're doing. You are basically your own enemy. The easiest thing for all of us to do is look at our partners and point fingers at them. I'm telling you, this is the way it works, okay? Yes, some people are toxic, but you still owe yourself removing yourself or cutting that cord and dismissing them and letting them go. That is still something you have, for the most part, at least, power to do. But no, you want to engage you so you can tell them and hold them accountable. That's what you want to do. Just want to hold. You're gongo on this idea of holding another person's child, an adult child of another person. You want to hold them accountable, but you haven't even started by holding yourself accountable. What makes you think? Forget right. I don't care about right. What makes you think you're capable, that you have the capacity to hold another person's adult child accountable when you can't hold yourself accountable? That's the question I'm asking you right now. If you don't know how to reflect as a human being, reflecting means, yes, there's a lot of people doing wrongs around you, but you can actually sit with yourself in front of the mirror and say, maybe I could have moved a little bit better. Maybe I could have moved. What makes you think that? So, of course, when you jump out of a relationship like Two-Face, you're going to tag on to somebody else's, another adult child, and then in your brain, you tell them, okay, they are better. They are better than the person before. This is my peace. Listen, should we save Two-Face? Abi, just leave him alone with his peace of mind, jejely. That's the question that I am asking right now. Should we save Two-Face? The poll is on there. Make sure you vote. I will try to remember to see the winning poll at the end of the day, right? Should we save Two-Face? Abi, we should leave him alone with his peace of mind. Sometimes we have to save people from themselves. Isai says, MOP, you don't understand. When a guy is broke, he can date any kind of woman to step up. What exactly? Again, I'm just asking because I don't know the status of this girl outside of the fact that she's a honorable. Is it politics money? I just want somebody to spell it out for me. Is it politics money that she has? Before you can say somebody manipulated somebody, there's usually some kind of power imbalance, some kind of value, even if it's not healthy value, that they are getting from that situation. What is it, right? Even if it's a short-term need or something, what is it that he wants from that girl? Somebody just spell it out for me, because as of today, I was hearing rumors. I was seeing rumors that she's still married to somebody else. She has kids with somebody else. How true is that? I don't know. I heard somebody saying that somewhere. Okay. So as I said, Two-Face was broke. Forget hype. She's not rich. She's from an old money family. Right. I know about that part. I heard that one. I almost forgot. Thanks for reminding me, Abby. Hey, Abby, how you doing? Something about the Igbinedo family, right? She's from the Igbinedion family, right? Okay, good. That's old money. But she's also in politics. How much money are they paying them as a honorable lawmaker, legislative, what do you call them? House of Rep persons, right? What is the angle here? This does not look, see, I rarely ever say something is Ojulason. Isa has helped me with English of this. What is the English of Ojulason? I really don't think it's Ojulason. But when I say it's not Ojulason, I'm also including emotional and psychological type of stuff. Maybe this guy is actually sick in terms of something has been tampering with here as well. Not just spiritually. Okay, spiritual. Yeah, I was spiritual, right? Maybe not just that, but something is going on here. But maybe it's not that deep. Maybe it's just a regular good old person who refused to learn the skills around relationships, and he thinks he can jump from one, and then he enter from fry pan into fire, right? Some kwekus, gentlemen, you don't want to enter. Some kwekus, you do not want to enter certain kwekus, okay? I'm telling you. So I'm just saying, Jum, hello Jum. Jum said, Two-Face dragged me out of my comfort zone. Good to see you, Jum. She doesn't have money. Please, we know many people like her. Which money is that? Is it status? What is it that she has that Two-Face is after? What exactly? So if we just remove the spiritual thing, right? What could she be using, right? Oh, this man is just a lover boy like that. Has he always been a lover boy? Is that why he's getting everybody pregnant? What is going on with Two-Face is the question. That's the question that I have personally. Let's listen to this video.
Help. He needs help. Please. He needs help. Not today. Guys, please. Men, stand up for your man. Please. Please.
Okay, let us have a legal perspective in this case. We've got Belinda Uju. Belinda, how?
Whatever it is, help. He needs help. Please. He needs help. Not today. Guys, please. Men, stand up for your man. Please. Please.
Okay, let us have a legal perspective in this case. We've got Belinda Uju. Belinda, how?
Whatever it is, help. He needs help. Please.
All right. I think the lesson is actually very, very simple. I will reiterate as much as I can. If you're living a relationship, it doesn't matter how perfect you thought you were. It doesn't matter how much of a victim you thought you were of your ex-partner. Make sure you work on yourself before you jump into something else. Okay? That's even almost starting to sound like common sense, but trust me, it's not. Okay? There's especially men would think the first thing we do once we go through a breakup, even if somebody broke up with us, is we're looking for the paronure. We're looking for just to move on as quick as possible so it doesn't feel like it's hurt. You need to sit in the hurt. You need to feel the hurt. You need to self-reflect. Okay? I'm not going to judge you in terms of how soon you should jump into something else, but there's something else. How do you define this is really what I'm talking about. If you're thinking of it as instant replacement of somebody else who you have deemed just terrible, just bad, you're probably shooting yourself on the legs. Okay? Now, in one context, all women are not the same. In another context, they're all the same. There are certain skills you need to learn when you're dealing with women across the board, including your mother. Okay? Including your mother. Yes, I said it. Including your mother. There are certain skill sets that you need to learn, gentlemen. If this idea, this is where we get into trouble when we start to say things like, oh, marry right. This is the kind of advice that everybody's, including Juju Israel, Daddy Freeze, people like Two-Face, John, marry right. Did you vet properly? All those nonsense. Yes, I called it nonsense. They only carry, the weight they carry is less than 5% of what makes a successful relationship. The majority of what you're going to need to build capacity so you can build a long-term healthy relationship with a woman. Yes, I'm blanketing it right now, right? Majority of it is in skills. Okay, it's not just true in this time and age. It has always been true, but it's more highlighted now because we're all media, we're all mediums that connects to each other by way of our devices, right? So we're influencing each other more than ever before, as compared to when it was you have to wait for a newspaper in the morning in your village at 10 a.m. So it's a little bit different, but it's the same fundamental thing, right? You need to build capacity. You need to build some skills, right? And oftentimes, if you haven't had any experience, you're not going to be able to relate with what I'm saying. If you haven't had any experience, if you've never chopped some form of breakfast before, you know, go fit relate, because in your mind, you just want to talk about good morals and characters. Good morals, characters, a good character. If you came from a good home, did you come from let's start digging into that home you came from. There's no toxicity in it, Abi. It's only your ex-wife or ex-husband that came from a certain type of home because of her mother did this and did that and did that. That carries less than 5% of the capacity that you actually need to build. And it sounds like I'm telling you to jump into the street and just start marrying anybody. I know it sounds that way, but I don't like to use objects to compare with human beings, but it's kind of similar, okay? At some point, no matter how much books you read, and you went to DMV, the Division of Motor Vehicle, and you get your license, right? They tested you. At some point, you're going to need to gain some courage and get behind the wheels and start driving on those streets, no matter how scared, how fearful you are, right? Majority of you, you're going to be nervous. But the more you drive, the more you build the navigation skills, the more you build the skills around driving, the more you get, the more comfortable you get, but it's something you build inside of the work. Actually, most of the jobs you go to is not that different too. You learn the most, for the most part, on the job. It doesn't mean you should just jump into stuff without studying. You should have some baseline. The baseline is just as good as just a baseline, you know? So I'm saying that to you right now because, again, the talking points are creating more damages, right? Because what happens when you tell somebody to marry right? Now they start looking around, looking for the right person. They take all the focus away from being the right person. They start looking for the right person. How do you think that's going to pan out? I mean, everything else being equal. How do you think that's going to pan out? If something happens, if somehow while it happen, of course it's your fault if you marry them, because accountability is such a strange thing to them. Even worse, they will come to you and say, women are never accountable. Right? They will say that. I'm sure you've heard that somewhere before. Let me come to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let me come to the chat. Oga, 602. Let me see. Let me drop the link just in case anybody wants to come in. Feel free to come in, to jump into the studio. I will round up very, very soon because we'll be back very soon. All right. Let's see here. Abby says it's clear she needs Two-Face little money. Well, does Two-Face have money? That's another question that I have, right? Also, does Natasha look like someone that has money in a country like Nigeria where it's usually obvious? I don't know. That's what I'm asking, right? I say, Abby, calm down. I say these things firsthand. Even I see these things firsthand. Even counselors are not broke because get money. Not everyone money shows in them. Okay. A lot of people don't look it. She has enough to entice Two-Face that was broke and wife baby mama needed money from. I'm struggling to believe that Two-Face is so broke and it's because of money that he's getting with this lady. I am struggling. I need you to help me add some more logic to this because I'm struggling to really comprehend that Two-Face is so broke. Two-Face still gets shows, so don't forget, he still gets people calling him to shows and events and appearances, right? And Two-Face has royalties coming in as well, right? That's probably enough to have a decent living in Nigeria, right? So I don't know, maybe you know something I don't know, right? But that's what Two-Face is looking for from this lady is money. I don't know. It has to be something else. If you say it's the Kwekus, I can start from there. I can start to comprehend small from there. Maybe it's just that good. Maybe, you know, or maybe it's truly it was peace of mind, and then he fell in love, and then now it's enter one chance. I don't know. I need you guys help me. I beg. Okay, Abby just watched. She will eventually list all she has done for him. Like what? Take him to London, to America, take him to the House of Assembly in Edo State. Like what? That's Two-Face on a normal day, unless he's sick, like a lot of people are speculating. On a normal day, that will entice someone like Two-Face. I'm trying to comprehend that. He has to run now and won't come out whole. Well, it looks like he's inside of a bottle somewhere. Oh, man. It looks like Yola Doche's cases might be better than this one, though. Let me see. Hey, Adebinkwe, it says, hello, MOP. Happy new month, sir. Just come on live chat. Good to see you. What happened to Two-Face? Two-Face is being exposed to his new relationship. It's not what is hyped up to be. But it seems like it was the only one that was hyping the relationship up too, So you have this young lady yelling at him, allegedly in public, called the police on him, allegedly in public. Annie would never do something like that. Annie would die, would buy anybody who would do something crazy like that for Two-Face. Right now, Annie is probably like, how dare you? But they have to contain her, like, no, he's no longer yours. Like, yeah, let it go, right? She's probably like itching to save him, like the rest of you that want to save him today. Let me see what the polls are saying, actually. Let's take a look. Let's have it. What is the poll saying? Should we save Two-Face or just allow him to enjoy his peace peacefully? What should we do? Should we save Two-Face? Wait to 50-50 Bitibawu. Let me see what the other one is saying. I just saw 50-50, then it jumped to 60-40. Okay. Let me see. On the main live stream, allow Two-Face peace 38%. Save Two-Face, say 62%. Wow. Okay. On the vertical live stream, we have 50-50. Allow Two-Face peace 50-50. Save Two-Face 50-50. Okay, so it looks like we're leaning towards saving Two-Face. Wow, save Two-Face. Okay, you guys love your legend, but Two-Face is not a child. This is real life. You know who has the tendency to want to save people? Guess who? Guess who has the tendency to be a captain, save a hoe, like my wife would say. Guess who? Guess who has that tendency? Guess who struggle with boundaries? Boundaries is not my favorite topic to talk about because I believe that our tolerance level sometimes combats with boundaries. Some people are just rude and they have no tolerance and they will call it boundaries. And I tend to see them more than I will see people that have less boundaries, right? But to me, as always, is a case by case. It's case by case, right? If it really was about that life, he just lacks focus. Never needed Natasha. I think he was running. He must have been running away from. I don't know. I hate to speculate about this kind of stuff. Running away from a bad situation, and he just was not looking. When you're running and you're just overreacting, you might just enter one chance because you're not thinking, right? That's why, like, learn how to see, even inside of a relationship. In a healthy relationship, there will be space for you to sit in yourself, have your me time when you can self-reflect. Some people, they're just always hanging up on the shoulder of their partner. They can't let go. It's like, oh, hold me down. That's not healthy. You need your own individuality. You need your own space, your own time, your own thing that you do. You can do things together, but you should have your own things that you do. And it didn't look like they had something like that. It looks like the only time they've been separate was when she went to South Africa to go and do those shows. Probably for like a good chunk of the time they were together. Of course, we see the highlights, the showtime, right? It looks like Two-Face by himself, but not really, right? Because let's look at it. Before everything Africa, she might have been in a couple of movies now, hopefully. I'm talking about Annie, right? But when was the last time you saw her in movies consistently before the breakup? Huh? When was the last time? You need your own space. You need your own individuality. It's a whole chapter inside of our book, number one red flag. You need that. If you're in love, it can be difficult, right? Sometimes people will get up on the other side first, where, oh, it's toxic now, somebody's trying to run away, before they realize that, oh, they need a me time, they need their space. So, some people, if you don't tell them I need space, meaning you're about to break up with them, they don't realize how important it is. That's why people like Israel will say, you need to protect your woman. Then he kept dragging Guinea again. Protect your woman from the Guinea cats of the world. Instead of you to protect yourself so that your woman will find you safe to come to you. Because they will show her that, remember, there's nothing in the streets. But do you believe that? Do you believe that yourself, that there's nothing in the streets? If you don't believe that, then you feel like everything is going to be an attack. You would think your sister-in-law is an attack. You think your mother-in-law is going to attack your relationship. You would think all the feminists on the internet are out to attack your relationship. You would think everything that's walking and breathing is just out there to get you, right? But that's a problem. You're walking on eggshells in your own relationship. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to self-sabotage. You're going to destroy it. Mario, it's good to see you. Say, don't do drugs, kids. I couldn't say that any better. Until men lift water and oil to know the one that is heavier, they will never learn. So I am not sorry for him. So you don't want to save him. No. As I say, if he has focus, will he engage in all he did in his past? Yes, possibly. Two-Face, more than enough women will throw themselves at him. He will need self-discipline, like a nice dose of self-discipline to be able to avoid that situation. And I believe there's more than enough people in the industry that actually practice that to a large extent. They practice self-discipline too. It doesn't mean they can't make mistakes, but consistently, over and over again, yeah. Maybe he's really lonely at the top and needed solace. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. The lonely at the top is a real thing. If he really was about that life, he just lacks focus. Never okay. Infant. Anyway, I don't even pity him. Base wind. You're drilling this thing in deeper and deeper. Yeah. Infant. Anyway, in fact. Anyway, I don't even pity him because he didn't pity himself. He said, no, love him. Love, he no do anything. So let him deal with it. Well, here's the reality. He's going to have to deal with it. We can't save an adult that doesn't want to be saved. Unless he's hurting himself, and I mean physically, okay? Hurting himself or potentially dangerous to another human being. The person is spending time with, Natasha, unless that person complains, right? Unless he complains, right? Unless enough people say, oh, this person is dangerous to society, Abi is destroying properties or something like that, we can't do anything about this. Okay? And the lesson there is that sometimes we see you're self-destructing and we can't tell you because we know you're coconut head. We can't save you, right? And if anybody value their time, they don't, they leave you alone to your own device, right? Or devices, right? As long as you're not hurting anybody or hurting yourself or destroying properties, as long as you're not committing any kind of crime, right? But does that mean you're not hurting yourself? Well, what about the emotional and the psychological aspect of things, right? That's why some people will go like that for a long time, and one day you just hear they're no longer here anymore, right? That's what that person was saying about artists. A lot of them suffer in silence until one day they are no longer here. Sometimes they will start using substances to fill in the gaps, and you know what those ends like. You can ask people like Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, even Prince. Okay, many like that, in history. Yes, in Nigeria too. Okay, yes, in Nigeria too. There's a lot of these people in Nigeria that don't know that yet. So you're going to see more and more of all this kind of stuff, sadly. But I'm saying this out loud because you need to self-reflect, because if you're an adult, I'm not going to save you if you're not complaining. If you're patching it and you're just patch, like, let's just get by. If you are busy just trying to present a certain front to us to make it look good, I can't save you. Closed mouths don't get fed. Have you ever heard that before? Yes, it's real in this kind of cases too. Yeah, it's also real in this kind of cases. I promise you. Closed mouths don't get fed. Two-Face is a grown man. He's 50 years plus now. And he's gotten with this young lady. How old is Natasha? 26, 27? It sounds like another Ned Woko versus Regina to me. If he doesn't hit rock bottom, there's a good chance that he will not listen to anybody until he hits rock bottom. What does that look like? I don't know. Sadly. I'm saying this to all the Two-Faces out there. Okay. Natasha, I like. Okay. Natasha is also a victim of herself, right? Because she probably thinks she's going to get away with all this nonsense. Don't worry. She thinks she can get away with it. Of course, she thinks she can get away with it, right? Because she's getting away with it, right? She can just manipulate him all day long. Don't pick up that phone. Apologize, right? Allegedly, right? She's doing all those things and she's getting away with it. Really? For how long? Yeah. We go day here. We go day here. In early 30s, okay? Still quite young for a 50-year-old man. But Two-Face himself act like 26. Does he? I don't know. But he's acting like a child. I mean, look at the mother jumped out there to try to save him. Yes, women, more than enough women will try to save you when you don't know shit about how life works. Right? They will try to save you. Your sisters will try to save you from your wife. You remember the Fayoshes? They tried to save Uncle Fayoshe. What's his name? Ayodele Fayoshe. They're trying to save him from his wife, from his ex-wife wife. This is how in-law problems. That's what's playing out. You see, if a man doesn't know what he's doing, if he doesn't have control of his environment, right? If he doesn't have all the women in his life, they're going to try to save him from the other parties. Yeah, save him from his wife. Yeah, good luck with that. Oh God. MOP, Two-Face attracts this kind of women. It's a grassroots problem. Yes, we could say that. But it's fixable. All it takes is, I need help. Just raise up your hand and say, I need help. More than enough people will rush to him and save him. But that's a prerequisite. Okay? And the reality is that all of us have things we've dealt with. If you've gone through life enough time, you've dealt with things that are quote-unquote grassroots problems, but you've actually managed to come out flying colors through the other side after doing the work. All of us. Okay? Yes, dare I say, all of us, every single one of us. We have one or two things you can point out. You can say, I learned that bad behavior from my father, from my mother, from the way I was raised, from the people around me. We had uncles around that showed us some bad behaviors, aunties around that showed us some bad behavior. A lot of people actually got violated by aunties and uncles. But they've done the work. But some people will sit down there and just play a victim for the rest of their lives. What am I telling you? There are choices. You do have options. Two-Face has options. He does. But you know what's blocking those options oftentimes? Pride. That pride sometimes will present itself as just a victim. Like you're just a victim. You could be a victim, but it doesn't end there. A lot of people actually have the option, the choices, right? Nobody captured them, God forbid, in the church where they kidnap all of them, right? They have choices like the rest of us. They made some better choices. They said, I need help. Even if it's a simple choice that says, I need help. Let me read a book. Let me do some research. There's something, the results I'm creating is far from my intentions. It's too far apart. Oh, Joran, I had this intention, but I keep patterns. I keep creating this type of results. Self-reflection. But some people don't know how to do it. All right. So 1994 is she's 31, 32 years old. Okay, they were just celebrating. Okay. This isn't, Miss Goddessa said, this isn't a woman issue. It's simply a substance abuse issue. Have you ever seen crackheads in love? It's toxic and no one can do anything about it. I mean, these are all the different possibilities, right? That was another possibility, right? But some things are women women issue in terms of it's not the woman's fault. It's just men that don't know how to deal with women. There are many, many things like that. Okay. What does that look like? They think women are innocent. They don't hurt nobody. They, like, you know, and they think, she had good intentions, so she can't hurt me. No, yes, she can hurt you, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Right? Doesn't mean she meant to hurt you. Doesn't mean she's an evil woman, right? The point is that relationship dynamics create friction. And if you don't know what you're doing, that friction can actually cause a fire and it can actually destroy people in the path. That's the point, okay? The same thing will go if you flip it on the other side. But I think a lot of women already come to the table with a lot. Not to say men don't, but they don't come with enough emotional intelligence. As a matter of fact, I think I might have a guest tomorrow where we're going to talk about how men had not been prepared for what it takes to survive romantic relationships, precisely romantic relationships with women in this time and age. They haven't been prepared. So I'll give you some hints. Men, all they needed to do is know math, just know some engineering formulas, right? And 1 + 1 = 2. It's always going to equal to 2. Men have not been taught to focus on the X factor. Like there's some moving variables here that are moving targets, particularly when you're dealing with romantic relationships. But not just that, any type of personal interaction with other human beings, they will create friction. We don't know how to deal with that. That's why you will see even in certain marketplaces right now, job marketplaces right now, it's easier to hire women more than women. More than men, because obviously women are stepping up their skill sets in terms of technicalities and hard skills. But men are like, what is all that? We don't need therapists. Like I was hearing that the priest today say, sometimes all these therapists don't even get sense. Well, generalizing therapists like that, I know the point you're trying to make. It doesn't mean there's no therapists that don't get sense. But I know the point he's trying to make is water down soft skills. And I know he knows better. I'm just saying, we hear a lot of these talking points, right? And men have not been prepared for this world that we're living in, when sometimes you just listen. Like, that's an ancient wisdom. But in terms of how it plays out in personal relationship, we never had to do that. All you have to do is know how to provide, protect, and you're all good to go. Well, that's no longer good enough. Okay. In addition to the fact that you're probably not needed for that. So how do we navigate that? That's going to be the conversation tomorrow with my guest. So look out for that. Okay. Feminism and the downside of what that looks like in terms of preparing our boys. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. See, Babes Win said, people render help to those who know they need help. Yeah, because we all need help, right? We're all busy with our lives. The last thing I want to do is spend all my energy, time trying to save somebody who doesn't want to be saved. How do I even know they want to be saved? How do I need it really? Isn't that pride for me to be assuming that he needs to be saved? That's actually a level of pride for me to think Two-Face wants to be saved. That's pride. And a lot of you do this. You want to save people. You want to jump ahead of them and save them. And you don't listen enough to say, hey, does this person actually need help? Because sometimes it's just your projection on them. Sometimes you're just projecting on them that they need help. And they're actually okay. Is Two-Face okay? Let's say Juju says, you can't take free will from people, even if they are family members. He chose this path. He must be willing to be saved. I think that's going to be a major theme in the lessons we're extracting today. You know, because again, it's easy to point finger at people that need help. They need help. They need help. Okay, let's make sure they actually need help. Some people do that with people's marriages. They say, leave him. Like, did she say she wants to leave? Yeah, but I just think she needs to be helped. Well, if she continues to accept stuff like that, she's also dangerous to other women. Mind your business, Jojo. Mind your business. Mind your business. What caused this issue is £1,000, by the way. But she has money. Wait, they were trying to spend £1,000? That was the issue. I mean, they had to be able to. They can't spend £1,000. They don't have that kind of money. No. Person leave Africa, queen, go marry African warrior. What do you expect? Ego explain tire. Let's not cap. it looked like they had like a toxic relationship. Like Ice was saying, this guy attract a certain type of people, so he's not a victim to me, he's not a victim. Let me see. Ice, what did you post to me? What is this? I'm not sure. You posted something. You said I should check. Did you post a link? I don't see a link. I see a picture. Let me know what it is. Yeah, their love is like Gab own. What's Gab own? Which one? Gabriel own. He needs no help. This is the life he choose. This is a 50-year-old man. Let's not forget. Was a pregnant woman actually using my people? I don't know. Didn't they say she just had a baby? I almost missed that. They said she just had a baby, right? Was that a lie? Let me see if that's in the news anywhere. Two-Face, no baby. Let's search on Google real quick. I think I saw something like that in the... Yes. Where to? No, but where's the source? I don't see a source. Welcomed 8th child from 4th woman. But where's the source? Reportedly welcomes 1st child with Natasha. Yeah, this was just a few days ago, like 7 days ago. Is this true? You guys confirmed it? I don't know. Wait till Two-Face Idibia and his Natasha Osawaru recently welcomed a baby girl who is Two-Face 8th child with his 4th partner. The way you guys say he has children all over the place, I thought he had like the 80th child. It's just 8, that's it. The news of the baby birth was shared in November 25 with many congratulating the couple. Yeah, it must be true. I don't think this will go that far if it's not true. Okay, so who was using though? Was using what? Who is getting high? I didn't get that confirmed information too. Yep. Let's see. A nursing mom, right? That baby must be in ICU. God. We don't know. Yes, it's confirmed. Hello, Sister Rose. Good to see you. It's concerned. Wow. Is this confirmed? What is wrong with the man finding his peace of mind? Stop the shade. Babes win. Stop throwing shade. Let him stay and enjoy. Let him mother attend to him now. All right. So I think the lesson for me. Okay, I'm going to speak to both sides of the aisle because we're talking about relationship. Let's stop the cap. Everybody, let's stop the cap. What we're talking about at the end of the day. What we're talking about at the end of the day is relationships.
Stop the cap.
All right. I know we like to move it away from there oftentimes. We try to say, what is the legality? Somebody said, I heard somebody earlier today say, oh yeah, in fact, that is a proof. You can take, it was on Daddy Freeze Live. Daddy Freeze was the one that spread this today. There was about 3,000 plus people watching him at one time. He was like, yes, he smacked him. That is a proof right there. Women too can commit DV. I said, oh my show. First of all, we know that, okay? If a woman don't know how to keep her hands to herself, call the police on her. Yes, I said it. Yes, call the police. Okay. All right. If you don't feel safe, in particular, okay? If you don't feel safe, call the police so they can contain the situation and everybody can be alive. That's all I'm saying, okay? So if I'm asking men to call the police, ladies, guess what you should do? Of course. If people don't know how to keep their hands on themselves, call the police now so they can rest. And then they can come back home. Only it's a lie. It's just because if there's nothing there for them, they won't come back. You're right. But if they have something they've cooked with you, they'll come back. But if you find yourself in a place that doesn't feel safe, so we already know that, right? We already know that when it comes to DV, it's a no-no, right? The person say, you smacked the phone off his hand. That's actually illegal. People suddenly forget that we're talking about husband and wife. I be people that are entering each other's bolas and quickus. They just forget. Like, everybody was saying that about Ned and Regina. He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. He knows what he's doing. Like, bruh, stop it. Right now, stop it.
Sorry.
We're talking about people that will fight today, tomorrow, they will fall on each other's bolas and quikus. That's what we're talking about. Okay? So it's not going to be as simple as 1 + 1 = 2 legalities. The law says that if it's like, I need my lawyers. Okay? It doesn't mean anything. Let me tell you something. This is husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend matter. That's why Juju Israel jumped in there. I was like, you have to protect women from themselves. How are you going to protect women if you don't know how to protect yourself? How are you going to serve your woman if you haven't taken the time to self-reflect and have ways that you actually love on yourself, that you have self-respect? How are you going to attract respect from a woman if you lack self-respect? Tell me now, I'm waiting. Because the judge in the court is not going to help you with that. By the time you get into the court of law, right? By the time you get into that space, all bets are off. You go collect.
Sorry.
At that point, may the best player win. They will take 50% of my damn Skippy. Yeah, of course they're going to take 50% of your money. Before. But are you encouraging people to do that? No, I'm not encouraging anybody to do nothing. They're going to do what they're going to do. Remember, you feel like they're the enemy. Well, guess what? They also feel like you're the enemy. Yeah. You like to fantasize about courts when it comes to relationship issue, right? You like to think about it as this your opportunity to practice yourself being a lawyer. Those are human beings sitting on those benches that will judge your matter, and God helps you. You end up in the hands of a feminist judge.
Don't care, still don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Sorry. So the method I'm teaching you, they are proactive in nature. Okay. All of you know all the reactive methodologies. You know all the reactive strategies out there. Just in case a man, a woman come into your life, just leave. All of you know that. There's more than enough platforms that will teach you how to do that.
These nuts. Got him.
There's more than enough. They will teach you all your reactive. You should. They don't say it exactly like that, but they might just say, "You show him shaggy. Show him." So after you show this one shaggy, you will still want love, connection, right? And then you will find somebody better than the one you have right now, Abi. Okay.
You will end up in McDonald's.
Yeah. You're deceiving yourselves. Basically, you're deceiving yourselves. Okay. Yes, there are situations where it's just a lost cause. Just leave it alone. Move on. Okay. But regardless, work on yourself. Heal before you deal. Okay. Work on yourself. Make sure you know what you're doing before you move forward. Okay. Work on yourself. You attracted what you attracted. I did not say it's your fault. I didn't say I want to blame you. All I'm asking you for is hold yourself accountable. This is the only form of accountability that exists. You don't get to hold other people's adult child or children accountable. It's just not possible. It's a waste of your energy, and you go collect trauma, and you go translate those trauma into the next relationship. The only way to move forward in a healthy manner is self-reflection. But how do you work on a marriage when the other person doesn't want to work on the marriage?
Are you playing? What type of playing is this? This is playing. Why I
Those are part of the problematic talking points right there. You know why? Particularly because the automatic answer is you're right. You need two. You need two to tango. Is that automatic answer is part of your problems. You understand?
Continue.
That automatic answer, you will find out of every 10 in the room, 9 people can finish that statement for you. Like, you're right. It takes two. It takes two. So what happens? All the energy you're supposed to work on yourself, you share it. You're using one to ask the other person to work on themselves, and you're using the other one. You're deceiving yourself, by the way. That other one is supposed to be used on yourself, but you're using it to tell yourself you were right all along. It wasn't your fault. You're a victim. What happens? What kind of results do you create with that?
Sorry.
Yeah. You end up like a Natasha or a Two-Face. How do I know? Well, the idea that they thought they could actually jump on a live and control a narrative by telling Kaka to shut up, F up. Kaka, shut up. Where's that wisdom coming from? Whose wisdom was that? I know she was trying to stop him, but still, the whole thing is just messy. It's muddy mess. Muddy mess. Yes, so Jum, they don't stop to think. His own wife too feeding him. She had a baby girl less than 2 weeks ago. Interesting. So it is not the end of this story, by the way. It is not the end. We're going to see more and more from them. If they don't hit rock bottom, they won't stop. What does that look like? I don't know. Some people, what that means is actually death. I hope not. Okay. Some people, what that means is the end of life. That's what rock bottom means. But for some fortunate ones, they say, you know what? This is it. I don't like the results I'm creating. Precisely in my romantic relationship. I'm not talking about anything. I'm not talking about politics. By the way, we will talk about politics at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. So join us on Sharp Edge News TV with my uncle, the High Chief. All right. So I'm talking about your romantic relationship, your love life. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Two-Face and Natasha. I'm talking about you. Your reality today, you created it. That does not equal to it. You have to be blamed. I didn't say that. That blame word, take it out of your vocabulary. Fault, take it out of your vocabulary when we're talking about these things, right? Instead, focus on accountability, responsibility. You cannot argue with me that it is not your responsibility to have a healthy love life. You can't argue with me on that. You can argue with me that you're not to be blamed. You're right. Okay? That one, I give it to you. You're right.
You're right.
Self-reflection. Okay? Don't jump from one woman to the other thinking that she's going to be different. She's no different. Why? Because you're the common denominator. You are a common denominator. You're going to attract what you're going to attract. It's still you, your shadow. It follows you everywhere you go. This has nothing to do with his woman's fault or not. What I'm telling you is that woman shows up a certain type of way. As a man, you need skills around that. Ladies, the same thing goes for you. Men shows up a certain type of way. You need skill set around that. Calling out what is right and wrong is not going to help you. Because automatically you're right.
You're right.
But me telling you that you're right, what does that do for you? It makes you feel good short term. You feel like somebody validated you short term. But you go back to your bed and cry at night though, long term, if you don't do something about it. You go back and cry if you don't do something about it. Okay? You have to do something about it. But oh no, it takes two. If you want.
You're right.
You're still right. I guess you missed the point.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. We'll be back tomorrow. Promise, I'll be back tomorrow. You can see I'm in my studio, so I will be back tomorrow. Okay. So make sure you tell everybody about what we're doing here. Make sure you subscribe. If you're brand new here, welcome. Join the Prestige family. All you have to do is hit subscribe. Okay. Subscribe, turn up your notifications so that you're notified. Okay. Probably go and watch there's a 5-part series called the 30-day Smart Relationship Guide. It's on the homepage of this page of this YouTube channel. Go and watch it. That will also enforce the opportunity to see the notifications. If you don't watch 3 videos, there's almost no chance that you will get a notification, just so you know, because there's more the supply of too many content than what you're subscribed to. So you kind of have to balance that out. You have to figure that out on your own. Okay, but if you go watch those 5-part series, I put it there for free for you. It will help you also see us in your algorithms even more. But I'll be back tomorrow. The point of what we do here is we extract life and relationship lessons from trendy topics. That's what we're doing. But we tackle it from self-power, social seduction, attraction, and emotional intelligence. Okay, my job is to empower you. I don't want you to leave here and then you're still feeling like a victim. I want you to be empowered. That's my goal. So I'm not going to pick apart your partner, your ex-partner who left you. I'm not going to do that, okay, unless they're here. And I'm not necessarily going to listen to the other side of the story. I'm going to listen to what you said to me, what we're seeing, who is complaining. I'm going to help you navigate your situations better, okay? And then you need to watch a couple of before you have a full understanding of what we're doing here. It takes a while, okay? Remember what I told you. It takes 2 to tango. It doesn't take a while to understand that. But what actually creates results, it takes a minute. Please know this and know peace. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you on the next one. Take care and God bless. Peace. This is Ola, man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoy this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and #1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.